Alright, y'all, this is for my fire signs, my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I try to do a quick reading for y'all, but the first two cards I have pulled was the Sun and the World. And those two cards alone are very powerful, and they indicate a big transformation, a spiritual awakening. And I remember in y'all last reading, I had pulled spiritual awakening, so I wanted to go behind the scenes and see what happened and what pushed y'all to this point, because you just don't get spiritual awakenings and big ass transformations like this out of nowhere. Something big happened in your life, something very painful. You know what I mean? Some life-changing shit happened to you. So I'm ready to see what was up. So before I get started, just remember that these are timeless. This could have been something that you've recently been through, something that you're going through at the moment, or something you're about to go through. Also, if it's not your story, it's not your story. If I'm saying he, it could be a she. Energy don't have a gender. Like, we both embody a male and feminine energy inside of us. So just switch it around as you see needed. So I had pulled, for the background story, I had pulled the King of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. And to clarify those, I have pulled drugs and alcohol, saying things I don't mean to the one who means the most to me, Instagram hoes, temptation, third and fourth party situations. So you're with somebody that you were in a committed relationship, somebody you had deep feelings for, somebody that you had a home life with, somebody that was your ace bone coon, your best friend, your lover, all of that. It was a deep commitment for you, at least. And for you to feel like this was a deep connection as a fire sign, y'all just don't go for anything. This person had to lay it on thick. They had a narcissist, love bombed you, made you feel secure, made you feel like you was the one, that they were the one, like that this was just real. That's what you were led to believe. Maybe it was in the beginning, but with the drugs and alcohol, I believe that's what started changing everything for y'all. There might have been a time where you guys were each other's best friends. You guys could talk about anything. They understood you, you understood them. But this drugs and alcohol, that brings out emotional immaturity. So they kind of reversed and went backwards, like they're turning back into a baby. Because when you're on drugs and alcohol, you're unpredictable. Your feelings are unpredictable. Your behavior is unpredictable. You feel things that you shouldn't be feeling, or you think things that probably ain't really real, and whatever. I also feel like this situation turned abusive because it says saying things I don't mean to the one who means the most to me. Once again, drugs, alcohol, unpredictable behavior, emotional immaturity, right? So I believe that this shit just happened out of nowhere too. Like, you don't even know why this shit happened. All of a sudden, this person became manipulative, controlling, extremely negative about your relationship and everything about it, and abusive. We have temptation and Instagram host, third, fourth party situation. This person possibly could have detached from you, and y'all stopped doing the things y'all used to do. It was like they were there, but they weren't there. They started spending way more time on their phone, becoming secretive, defensive, and just cold and detached from you. And you couldn't figure out why, right? This person, whatever they were doing, whoever they was talking to, the Instagram hoes, temptation, they let these people cloud their vision. And I believe they possibly couldn't be given a chance or a thought in their head or a nudge to come clean, to start fresh with you. But instead, they chose this lifestyle, drugs and alcohol, Instagram hoes, temptation, abuse, and that's what they chose. They walked away. Even if y'all didn't physically separate, they left y'all relationship. Emotionally, they gave up. They didn't even try. But we have, again, emotional immaturity. If you're immature emotionally, you can't admit your wrongs and try to, build shit back up from there. So yeah, they just became involved. I believe they became way too involved with juggling these third and fourth party situations. Every time y'all interacted, I feel like it was full of abuse, ugly words. They did nothing but reject you, made you feel unwanted. This is somebody that you had a deep connection with, so y'all probably spent a lot of time together, had deep conversations, understood each other, but at this point, they had you feeling isolated, unwanted. When people are guilty of things that they've done to you, and they are on drugs and alcohol, and they are immature emotionally, they look at you and they're guilty, so they take it out on you. I believe that this person's guilt had them even lashing out at you physically. And this kind of shook you. I feel like your reality, your perception was thrown off. You were surprised, confused. And you guys' bond was so strong in the beginning that you stayed around. But you stayed around too long. You were heartbroken. And not just no regular puppy love heartbreak or whatever. This shit was intense. Very intense heartbreak. Like every day you woke up and it was a whole new heartbreak. You remembered, like, damn, your heart was just burdened, full of sorrow every morning. But you still stuck around. You were grieving this loss while you were still physically there. You were emotionally there too. You were just grieving it. Because you're a fire sign. You're not going to give up that easily. You're not going to just walk away. You're going to fight for your connection, especially if y'all had a bond this strong. You feel me? So y'all still stuck around. Y'all still had faith. At the same time, you guys were mourning. You guys were still trying with somebody who was already long ago detached from you. They already detached themselves from you when they chose to continue in those ways instead of righting their wrongs and fighting for y'all connection. Okay, they detached from you then. They were too involved with other connections, and I believe your presence only bothered them, annoyed them. Like, they probably viewed you as weak because you had the nerve to stick around and try to make shit work, or you had the nerve to have faith in this relationship. So you just became like a reflection of their insecurities. So it got worse. I feel like the abuse got worse emotionally, physically, maybe even because just looking at you made this person angry. Like, damn, you still here. I still gotta lie to you. I still gotta sneak around. I still gotta act like, you feel me? I still, like, just leave. They should have just left. But then they would have to admit that they was wrong for something. You feel me? It's crazy. You stayed. You kept staying. You kept having faith. And then we had the Three of Swords with the Four of Swords reversed. So that's telling me that this shit really broke y'all down to the point of mental exhaustion. Some of y'all were even probably had to take a trip to the hospital, whether it's for physical or mental. But this is how much this took a toll out of you. Because when you have the Three of Swords, that's like, yeah, the Three of Swords with the Four of Swords reversed. That's like you you stood around too long. You probably cried out to God. He heard you and he removed you from that situation. You were forced to leave that situation one way or another. Either they put you in the hospital, God snatched you up out of there, somehow took him away from you. Somehow maybe he went to jail. I don't know. But you knew and God knew that you were on the brink of a mental breakdown, or you were on the brink of losing your life. You got put in the hospital, you got put out of the house, it was just too much. and God and your spirit guides were not going to sit around and watch that shit happen no more. So you got removed from that situation, and you were given a chance to regroup in solitude, peace, and quiet, away from the everyday drama. You know, and that led you to be able to see the immediate need for your self-protection. Because then we got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, that means that you left. You didn't want to leave, but you reluctantly left this relationship for good, like physically, not emotionally, but physically. Like, you gave so much love and forgiveness. You gave your all and then some. And you had nothing else to give. You had to walk away. You walked away filled with regrets and sorrow. You knew that the journey ahead was going to be rough. All right, so after this Eight of Cups, whatever, we got the backstory. You were heartbroken. You were devastated. You were pushed to the point of death, near death, mentally, physically, emotionally, and whether you said it out loud or in your head or your heart, but your spirit guides and God was not finna let you go through this no more. They removed you and made you, like, put you on timeout. Like, okay, let's get it together. Let's get back to you. Let's renew your mind. And that's where the Sun comes in. We pulled the Sun, the World, Nine of Pentacles, with Mercury in Pisces in the 9th house. So Mercury and the Sun, it's funny because Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. So it's funny how those two cards came out together. But on the Sun card, it's 19. 19 represents surrender. So you surrendered to this connection. And as a result of you surrendering, finally, you got divinely rewarded. And you didn't even know it yet. Spiritual gifts were already starting to transform inside of you. Mercury is all about the mind. Mercury is like, they call it the winged messenger. So, yeah, you're rewarded with being able to focus and sharply focus on your desires and able to concentrate and communicate them to the universe. That's manifesting at its best, at its finest, in the most powerful sense. You were able to look, think, and replay events in your mind from the past and compare them to the present one at a time to connect and logically predict an outcome. That's psychic abilities. That's clairvoyance at its finest. You were given these gifts and you didn't even know it yet, and you probably still don't know it, but with all of these things, that gave you a way to make order out of chaos. Okay? While you're still broken. And making order out of chaos, lightening your path. And not only your path, but when you're broken and God is working on you, He shines through all your broken pieces. So with you going through the darkness of the soul and being able to analyze the past, the present, and being able to just pull yourself back together, you lit the path for others around you. They were able to see their purpose. They was able to learn off your hurts, your mistakes, what you had to go through. So you pretty much you were like a sacrifice. Some people were able to learn and be inspired off of your situation, through your hurt, through your pain. So this is like double, triple blessings that you wouldn't even know or think about until you kind of really woke up all the way and look back at it. Hindsight's 2020. Yeah. So we had a 19 that is surrender. You surrendered. We got 1 + 9 = 10. That's completion, fresh start. So that's leading to the next cards, which was the World and Pisces. Now, World is completion, a successful completion. You successfully ended a cycle. You were set. What I say? The side cards I pulled for the World and Pisces were love your enemies, close the cycle. So it says you were sacrificed, denied by others and yourself, happiness, peace, love, just for somebody else to control you. But for you, it was to please and demonstrate unconditional love, even to those that were hurting you, even to those who brought you to your lowest point. But you have to remember, when one cycle ends, another one is born. And your rebirth was, is, or is presently a spiritual rebirth. Okay? So we have the World in Pisces. Okay, see, Pisces, back in the day, at the end of the cycles, at the end of seasons, like the food would be low, supplies would be low. So older people kind of self-sacrifice themselves so the younger people could eat and keep living and all of that. So that has a lot to do with you sacrificing yourself. Like, you feel me? You see how that resonates? So yeah. This is deep. Okay, anyways. So yeah, when one cycle ends, another one is born. Your rebirth was spiritual. And it's kind of like you're standing between heaven and earth. You're in between heaven and earth. Because remember, you were rewarded divinely with the powerful manifestation abilities, clairvoyancy, all of that. So now you're in the middle of earth and heaven, and you're able to connect to all four corners, getting guidance and protection from one corner, that's Aquarius. You're getting fulfillment and vision from the other corner, from another corner, that's Scorpio. From the third corner, you're getting power, that's Taurus. Like, and then for the fourth corner, bravery, vigilance, that's Leo. So do you see all this divine rewards you're getting? Clairvoyancy, manifestation abilities, the strongest ones of all, psychic abilities, and now you're able to be like a medium, a messenger between earth and heaven, and you're able to draw in all of these powers, guidance, protection, bravery from all four corners at your... Everything in the world above it, in between, and below it is at your arm's reach. This is what you're rewarded with, for surrendering, for loving your enemies and ending a cycle, loving them even when they were unlovable, when they didn't deserve your love, when you could have turned around and been hateful and spiteful and just did fucked up shit to them and been ugly as fuck. You didn't. You sat there, you took the abuse, you took the hurt, you took the pain, and you still loved them, and you ended the cycle. So that you're being rewarded greatly. So yeah, and so now you have all the necessary equipment to command passion, thoughts, emotions, and actions. You achieved ultimate greatness. So it's time to rejoice after this time of mourning. You know, it's a time to mourn. It's a time to rejoice. Time to cry, time to laugh. Now it's time for you to laugh and enjoy this shit. Okay? After all that, you're going to be feeling ready for a new start. All of your effort that you felt wasted in the past, your tears, your love, your pain, all of that shit is paying off for you now. You're whole, you're connected, and you're in harmony with the universe. Okay, so for the last two cards, we had the 9th house and the 9 of Cups. That's crazy how that lined up. In the 9th house and 9 of Cups, all this shit is confirmation, signs and synchronicities. This shit is for real, for real. Okay, so with the ninth house and nine of cups, okay, struggling through your journey, you struggle through a long emotional journey. A lot of ups and downs and ups and then downs, you feel me? You had to struggle through this to find your purpose, to find joy after great loss. You were able to see all sides of situations, tasted all the different things that life had to offer, okay? You left the comfort of what you know and what secured you so you could reach greater heights. So then the ninth house is all about going around the world, spreading knowledge and wisdom, shining your light in all the dark places, learning, then teaching. Okay, so you're being called to fulfill your desires, your dreams, because you have the nine of cups and in your ninth house. The nine of cups is satisfaction, extreme happiness, all your love, material, career, projects being successful and perfectly aligned. Like this is what fulfills you to your core. So a lot of you guys are being called to travel. You can't bring the world to you. You got to go to the world. Okay? Because of the side cards I pulled for that, was speak the truth and tell your story. Spirit, God wants you to, with all the rewards you got, all the advantages you have, it's now time for you to go out and spread that. Everything that you learned, you need to come out with it. You need to tell your story. You need to tell the truth. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Whether it's through art, books, music, political propaganda, exposing shit, stirring up the truth on a worldwide platform, though. Got the sun, the world, Mercury, and Pisces. You're equipped with all the spiritual and physical material knowledge that you need for this. And with the Nine of Cups, it's basically telling you that this is what will fulfill all your inner desires. This is what will bring you your extreme happiness, your satisfaction. Everything that you do at this point is going to bring you